Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda, and in this video we're having a look at making our mind work for us on the process of manifesting what it is that we desire. So when we're manifesting for desires in our reality, we do know that manifestation is limitless, and a lot of the time our manifestations can come to us in a way that we would not have consciously comprehended. However, when we are consciously manifesting, meaning that we are keeping our mind focused on the person that we are becoming, the person that we desire to be, who has everything that we want to understand that our mind has a logical aspect to it. And so when we're operating throughout our day, we want to be operating in a way that is also a little bit logical to the mind and the body. So, when we're manifesting for particular outcomes in our reality, we want to do things that actually tell us throughout the day that this is who we are in a logical way of being. How this has worked for me, anyway, is by organizing my day out. It's also by writing out exactly what it is that we want to create. So, whatever it is that we are wanting to create, we write it all down, and it can be a whole story, a few pages, or whatever. When everything has been written down, take one or two affirmations. The reason why I say one or two affirmations is I'm coming from my own experience, and I just find that when I have too many affirmations to remember, it gets too stressful, and I'm not able to persist as much, because when I have just one affirmation to remember throughout the day, when I think about what it is that I'm manifesting, I'm able to hop onto that affirmation straight away, and it's more believable to me. So it's like if you're wanting to embody this person, when, let's say, for example, you're manifesting a relationship, you're not going to be thinking all day about all of these different types of affirmations that are implying that you're in a relationship. The relationship's just going to be normal for you, and you're going to have normal assumptions because about your partner and about yourself, because you are in the relationship. So write it all down in the piece of paper. And the reason why I say this is because your subconscious mind will remember everything that you have written on that piece of paper, even if it's 20 pages long. Your subconscious mind remembers it all. And the moment that you actually have the one or two affirmations that represent that whole 20 pages that you have written, your subconscious mind will go back over that whole story each and every single time. So don't worry about having to remember tons and tons of affirmations, because it's not a requirement. So another thing for making the mind work then, for us when we are creating the desires as well too, is to understand about instant gratification and delayed gratification. So a lot of the time we want to manifest things really, really quickly, because we have this instant gratification way of being now, because of the way our society has grown with social media, and everything is just on the click of a button. And so when things are not manifesting right there as we think about them, we have this kind of feeling within us that it's not happening, but that is not the case. So teach your mind and body throughout the day as well too, to not be so led into temptation as it says into the Bible, for example. So let's say, for example, you want to manifest a particular thing, but maybe your mind hasn't actually caught up with the idea that it can manifest straight away. And so you have to do a little bit of reprogramming and a wee bit of meditations or techniques, affirmations, or whatever it is that you are doing in order to create this outcome, for your mind to become familiarized with and to know it then that it is happening. So let's say that that is going to take a little bit of time. And when I say time, we all know about time, that it's always in the present moment, but we do know that we have to live in the 3D. And so there is a little bit of catching up to do. Our mind needs a little bit of catching up to do when it's working on a logical sense as well as a creative sense. But when you are doing that and you know that there's going to be a little bit of time, allow yourself then throughout the day to not fall into the temptation of dwelling in the past, how things haven't worked out, to not fall into temptations of believing that it's not happening for you, and all of the little niggling things that come up throughout the day. And the way that we can do this is to reward ourselves as well too. When we reward our mind with the idea, let's say at the end of the day we didn't have a negative thought, for example. Reward your mind. When you do that, you are actually giving your dopamine and to your mind, and that is actually being ingrained into your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind feels that, because subconscious mind actually picks up on feelings quicker than thoughts. And so if you reward your mind in this type of way, it'll say, hey, we didn't have a negative thought today, that's great. Give yourself a piece of chocolate or something that can reward yourself with it. It will continue to release these dopamine feelings, and it will actually repeat the same thing the next day, because we're all working on repetition. As you know, everything that we do is coming from memory. So the more that we do this repetition with our mind, the more that we are actually elevating in our process. Understand that when things are not instantly given to us as well too, that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that we're not manifesting it. Everything is always manifesting because it's already created for us. The reason why we actually get the thought of what it is that we want to manifest is because we matched up to the frequency of that download, that it is possible for us. So the fact that it is possible for us means that it already exists in the quantum field, in all of those possibilities, and all we're doing is identifying ourselves with that, familiarizing our mind with the idea of us being in this reality right now. So when we're manifesting, make your mind work for you. And when I say make your mind work for you, do it in a way that is normal for your mind to experience your day. So maybe you're not someone that actually has to do any of these things, and that's great. Maybe you're someone that everything just falls into your lap, and that's great. So you don't have to do too much. All you have to do is just be in the moment. So, but maybe if you're somebody who has a mind that likes to maybe read and study up on things and research things, do all of that in the area that you are manifesting, because it will just unfold in your reality even without you doing affirmations, because that is just the way that things go. This is the way that it has gone for me anyway, in things that I have manifested in my life. And because I am identifying in this way, that my mind is actually, it works better when I research things, when I read things up on the topic that I'm desiring to create, because that is kind of how things work out with me. I kind of want to become the person who has what it is that I want, meaning that when I am looking to create a particular long-term desire in my life, so let's say relationship, money, career, when I'm looking to manifest these things, I'm thinking long term, I'm thinking maintainable, sustainable. So the instant gratification is not a priority for me. I'm thinking about, I want to become this person who actually maintains and sustains it, meaning that I have the vision, I know what I'm creating, but if it takes a little bit of time, I'm not going to worry about the time, because the time is irrelevant, because everything can actually just, you could be doing this for a couple of years or whatever, and everything that you are manifesting in that couple of years could literally just unfold in one night, and you won't even be thinking about the time, because you'll forget all about the time, because everything you want will be right there in that moment. Then you won't even have time to be thinking about how long it took to get there, if you understand what I mean. So don't worry about the time, because it's already existed, it's already unfolding, but make it work for you in a way that is actually going to be maintainable and sustainable. So for me, when I am manifesting this particular desire, as I say, I'm researching everything, even if it's a relationship, for example, and I'm researching everything. I am becoming the researcher of the best relationships, of manifesting in a particular partner that I want to manifest into my life. And well, I'm going to bring in the idea of specific people as well too. What I have found is that the specific people are going to manifest into your life even if you're not thinking about them, because once you actually think in this way, and once you actually are embodying this person who is becoming this person that is knowing everything about relationships, is becoming love, is all, your mind is just engrossed in the whole idea of manifesting this relationship or long-term goal, whatever it is that you're doing. And even if you're not having a particular person in mind, you will notice that people will show up that maybe you have been with before. this does happen. And even if you look to a lot of the stories up there, I know people who are intentionally manifesting specific people or manifesting them in. I've set intentions out there to manifest people before in the past too, and they've manifested for me as well. So it's not about, forgetting about specific people or anything like that, because I mean, I've even, manifested people that I wanted maybe to be with or whatever, and maybe didn't think about it then again, but then it would happen then down the line in the past. So when we are actually wanting to manifest, understand that yes, everything does come, a lot of it does come from your self concept, but the reason why it comes from your self concept is because you are becoming more confident and grounded in the person you are in this whole area of your life. And when people show up in your reality, they're reflecting back to you what it is that you are thinking about yourself. It's not so much what you are thinking or expecting about them, because when you are in a place of expecting things from others, you're not actually accepting them for who they truly are, which kind of paradoxically is where you will get mixed signals from. Look, I'm talking from my own interpretation here, but you will get mixed signals from them, because in a sense, if you're not accepting them for who they are and you're expecting them to show up in this, that way or the other, and you keep putting the expectations on them, that's paradoxically actually putting the expectations on yourself, because you're not actually accepting yourself in the moment. Because if you are truly accepting yourself in the moment, you're never going to be putting expectations on anyone, because you're going to be so happy and grounded and loving within yourself that your heart is going to be so full that everybody is just going to show up in that way anyway. But you will also know that people have a process too. They also have their own journey of elevation and growth, and you won't ever be actually forcing things or expecting things on them, because you're doing all of that for yourself. You're valuing yourself in a way that you would never even see yourself as having to put expectations on anyone, because you just know that people are inherently good and inherently loving. And so as you continue to grow and elevate in this way, that's how everyone is just drawn to your energy, and you become more magnetic, because you truly, truly, truly accept yourself, flaws and all, because none of us are actually perfect. We are wanting to come into our authenticity in a way that we are embracing our imperfectionist way of being as well too. I know that when we are building our confidence and we want to be telling ourselves that we are perfect and all of those type of things, but sometimes our imperfections are perfect as well too, and we want to accept all of these little things about ourselves in order to truly, truly embrace our true character and our true way of being. And that is how we actually attract and accept everyone as they are, because we're not placing unconscious or conscious expectations on them to show up in a certain way in order for us to feel whatever it is that we're desiring to feel. So I thought I would make a video on that. If you have any questions, you can comment down below, and I will chat to you soon.